I didn't wake up and become a Hall of Famer in the morning.
Put in that work.
Now, I put in that work, so I can hold my head up, and I'm proud because I got to this point by putting the work in. And when I sold my company launch, I put the work in because why? Right. I was behind the counter. I was out there singing happy birthday to the kids. The kids didn't even know me. They knew. They knew who I was. The parents knew me. The kids like, you played with Tom Brady? That's who I was, the guy that played with Tom Brady. And guess what? But guess what? I own what you guys are doing. I put up the cash to do it. Like I said, I didn't even take a loan out on that. I put up cash to do it because I always bet on myself. You know, I love when you talk about creating a life. You know, I've been following you for a long time. I love what you're doing. You creating a life that you want to live. That. And my thing is, I'm betting on myself. I'm gonna always bet on myself. So I can't count on the distributor that's gonna build my brand. I gotta build my brand. So the relationships is very important. You know, when you're talking about the Hall of Fame. Guess what? It's a whole lot of people don't like Patriots. So I go to if I go down to, Miami, which I just opened up the Florida market, that's what happened. F the Patriots, man. Yo, but guess what? I got EJ here with me, though. I got Dan Marino right here. I got, Warren Sapp. You know what I'm saying? It's the relationship. So if y'all don't like me, you might, I bet you like them. And that's the same thing with every other city. I'm going to Minnesota. Damn, you think I ain't picking up the phone, calling Randy Moss, John Randall, Chris Carter?
Yeah. Dallas,
I'm talking my uncle. I mean, it's like, it's what we have to do for each other. Right. We should be supporting your podcast. So when you made the thing earlier, but we talked about not to put it on here, but man, you shouldn't have to do that. We're gonna support you anyway. Right. You feel me?
All right.
That's what it's supposed. That's what the brotherhood is supposed to be. Exactly.
Right. Supposed to roll over. And then when you talk about business, football, there's so many parallels, and usually as athletes, we use those parallels to kind of get us through when it comes to business. Yes. And I always say that, man, if you take give me a group of athletes and put them in a company, I think if you put egos aside, but that's the difference.
That's the problem.
You put egos aside, you're gonna have a successful company because all you know is depending on somebody else.
Right.
But the difference is everybody is the man in some respect, and that's where I see right there would be a disconnect.
Okay. I mean, you think about something and how powerful that we could be, as players and as men who've played the game and made a good amount of money. If we did get together to do something collectively, it's just hard because of egos. Right. I know how to step the hell aside,
But everybody don't know how.
Right. But so, man, somebody put me a question about my vodka, because I called Tom, right? So on his ceremony, I ain't waiting for nobody else. I'm gonna call Tom Brady my damn self. Hey Tom, man, we ain't drinking no damn Tito's at your enshrinement, bro. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. And look, and I love his story, and I'm not hating on Tito, but I'm just saying that's the one that everyone knows. He's the call. I mean, his story is absolutely amazing to go from, sleeping in his car, homeless. I've read everything. I try to read the background stuff. So you gotta respect it. But as my teammate, my guy in New England, hell,
you have my stuff.
Exactly. When I say it, candidly, and when I do my events up there, and like, how many people met Mr. Gray? Who is it? Yeah. I mean, y'all know till y'all drink it. How many people met him? Nobody raised their hand. Right. I'm like, damn it, Ty. I'm right here. You know Ty, you know Tawan, I'm right here. So just being engaging like that has been very, helpful for me, but that's my personality anyway, man. And I think
that's a good approach. It's like it's a realistic approach. Right. And then it's like you're willing to, step into a new career.
Yeah.
And that's tough. That's tough, right?
Right, because think about it. The football don't work as much. They might know you, but now you can be somewhat as a disadvantage in certain groups because what do you know about business? Like people think about people that have been in business their whole life that always wanted to be an athlete or may have been an athlete at one time but never made it to that level. And let's say they're uber successful. They're coming in and now we want something from them, whether it's some knowledge, not necessarily money, but we want some tidbits of knowledge from them. Some people just have an ego to where it's like, Now it can't play football
just
no
an
more.
athlete.
Yeah, just an athlete. So
That's the thing that went on. Was just shut up and dribble. Just play an athlete.
Have you found that for yourself? Because you're doing all these different things entrepreneurially, and being a great father, putting your kids in the best position to win. Have you stepped in any roadblocks because of a perception you might have? Because I remember your speech, man. It was incredible. Like, people had a perception, the way you wore your hair and the golds and all that stuff, man. In business, has it been an easy transition or hard for you?
For me, it's been pretty easy because of the things that I've done. Mm-hmm. I've always done things that requires me, and I really don't need much help from other people. And then I go into these industries that don't require somebody saying, hey, I'm gonna help you. I get information. I do a lot of research. Right. I'm gonna get all the information I can, and I'm gonna just take my time. Right. And I think time has been the best thing for me. So I never had to rush, or I never had to just get into something to where it was a pressing situation to where if I don't do it by this time or I don't do it by that time, I just let everything just kind of fall in place. And that's kind of been my approach, because I never wanted to get in a spot where I had to depend on somebody. Like real estate, you can get into real estate. Anybody can get in real estate, but do your homework, make sure you have your financials in place, and take a shot at it. And then once you learn about the real estate aspect, then you start learning about the different businesses, and you have to be willing to wait the things out. So the thing I've learned more is about partnerships and partners. Like every partner's not good for you. There's a lot of bad people out there. So you have to be willing to be involved and make sure that you understand, like, if I can't do this by myself for the most part, and I'm going to become dependent on somebody else, I don't think I want to be involved in that.
And I think, just from an investment standpoint, so you can be, entrepreneur, you take care of things your own, eventually you're going to need some help. But when you're talking about investing, somebody might have a great idea, and if I want to invest, I'm not investing in the idea, because the idea it's 1,000 damn ideas out there. Everybody got a great idea. You have to invest in the person, because this is what you do. But can I count on you to grind, or do I think that you're into it and you love it this much that you're going to grind the same way I would, especially if I can't bring that to the table? And I also look at, before I do something, am I adding any value other than my money? If that's the only thing that I can offer, usually, and I've missed a boat before because I didn't think I was bringing nothing to the table to offer outside of my money. And if I give you my money, don't know you on the idea, you might not be able to execute this plan. You know what I mean? So it is a very hard, thing to do, because some people just like to invest and say they're entrepreneur. You're an investor. That's not an entrepreneur. You know what I mean?
But I can't, for me, you have to set up rules. I think everybody has to set up rules for themselves and their situation. I don't think one set of rules is perfect for the whole, but it may be perfect for the person. And for me, I would never, I have a rule, if you say, hey, EJ, I'm gonna do this vodka, but I don't have the money, that means I can't do business with you. Like, you have to have at least half of the money.
You got to bring something to the damn table.
You have to have at least half the money in there. Because that's you betting on yourself. And I like people that bet on themselves. And I like people that they say, I really don't need you to be in this. But I see value in you because of who you are. And so they're gonna open the door. And of course it's gonna require money. So you put up your part of the money. They have the rest of the money, and they see your value in you as the person versus the money. Because the money is misleading. So once you get the money squared away and you got all that out the way, now it comes down to the product. Is the person just trying to have a quick lick? Or how is this thing gonna play out? And they can eat, and where's the money going? It's like, if they can weave you out. They can just ease you out because they just utilize you for your money and say, here's your X and X% on it.
And that's what they do is they get more people than this run, dilute you out. So for me, it's like, if you ain't got your language right, that's where the clauses come in at. And that's where a lot of people fail in business. Even, when I got out of both, when I sold out, to my partners,
Right.
my language is right in the beginning.
Right.
You know, when I came in as an equity partner, yeah, you had this established way before I got here. But my language is right. That's how I was able to get out of what I had to get out of with no repercussions
Right.
the next day.